I'm really just ready to see what these teams can offer, what they can bring to the table. I am getting word that we're going to be underway sometime soon. And that we are going into the first map of Clubhouse. Starting off on defense is going to be Firebird, and on attack is going to be Metasport. I'm going to be seeing what the bans are here. Classic bans for Clubhouse. More than likely, we're going to see a Thatcher. We're going to see some sort of flank watch, maybe a Hibana instead. We're probably going to see something along the lines of maybe we could see Flores if they want to hard commit to the utility denial for the attacking side. On the defense, however, we could see the Cade is quite a common ban. Yeah, exactly. We see the Thatcher and the Hibana. The Thatcher and Hibana going down. Thatcher is going to be integral for being able to get these hatches effectively. And Hibana is going to be integral for also getting the hatches effectively. So they're going to probably have to bring this Ace and Thermite here. On the defense, we see the Mirror going down first for the side of Metasport. Metasport not wanting to have to deal with that in the, like, with the blue setups that come out and the church wall, that sort of thing. They don't really want to be able to, or they don't really want to have to waste time trying to deal with the mirror setups and all of that malarkey. But we do see Cade going down as well, and that is going to be the finalized bans for both of the teams. We're going to be going into a pause here because one player has DC'd, unfortunately, and we'll be waiting around just until he gets back in. Looks like they're going to be going down into the basement site first. Basement site being particularly strong for a lot of teams. The statistics showing that it can be a little 50-50 at times, but overall it seems to favor the defensive side depending on how they play and what they commit to and things like that. And the main thing you're going to be wanting to try and focus on as a defender is not allowing these attackers to create a pinch, because the main way you really push into the basement site in leagues and in your scrims, especially in comp more than anything as a whole, is by taking more than one location, whether it be dirt and blue, whether it be blue and main, whether it be the hatches, and going through Moto and kitchen hatch, Moto and armory. It's always about that sort of pinch effort from the attackers and finding out which one is going to be most effective for them to be able to handle. On the defensive side, looks like we're going to be bringing the Mozzie and the Smoke, potentially going for some sort of half SSG room. They are going to be opening the hatches above. So we'll be probably seeing a little bit of that. They're bringing the Maverick and the Ace on the on the attacking side, alongside the Thermite. So you are bringing 3 hard breaches to the table. So more than likely, I'd expect that the Ace is probably going to go down main, try and get into the armory or the church wall, sorry. And we're probably going to see the Thermite and the Maverick going for the hatches at some point in the round. But the Ana switching onto the Buck, going to be very good for trying to deal with the upwards angles to make sure that they can open things up and maybe even push people out of position in order to get down onto the kitchen hatch drop. But as we see Ash moving up towards Strip, going to be seeing if she can take some sort of early engagement. As an attacker, you are going to be wanting to, or as an entry fragger on the attack, you are going to be wanting to try and force the issue against the defenders here. But with the Mozzie on the top floor, and I don't know if anyone else is up there really with him, doesn't look like it, but yeah, it looks like Mozzie's just going to be roaming alone as of right now. But Malusi does go down, and that is going to be one of the biggest guns off the side of the defenders. They do still have the spear, the utility's still down, they have the 416, and the Mozzie's still on the room. Probably going to be trying to look for some sort of rotate back, but with him being in a 4v5 now, it's not going to be looking very ideal for him to try and find an opening to leave. As the attackers going to be trying to make their way through. They have managed to get one of the hatches open. I'm not sure which one they've managed to gain. I heard that get opened. But
bomb located by attackers.
It looks like they have got the kitchen hatch. They're probably going to be going for the bar hatch sometime soon. They're opening the roof above the corridor, which allows them to get the default cam, allows them to get the Malusi gadget, deal with a bit of the utility, maybe push back a few players that are playing a little bit aggressive in the corridor on the main stairs door. But as Mozzie, he's managed to make his way into bar. He takes an engagement, manages to find the buck, and that is going to be 4v4. Equaling the man count for both sides here. He is going to be trying to see if he can find one more as he is pushing, getting a little bit aggressive. Maverick not really going to be knowing exactly where he is or where to find him, but the drone's going to be an integral part of this push as the Thermite finds another frag onto the smoke in blue, actually, as the engagement's popping off either side. Mozzie manages to find another on the top floor, managing to find the frag onto the ace, seeing if he can catch anyone out rotating out of blue to try and regain control of that kitchen hatch, but he does go down as the Thermite finds his third frag of the round. Thermite on an absolute tear at the moment as the Thunderbird in a very unfortunate position. Maverick going down. He's going to be trying to take the engagement on the guy in dirt while also trying to deal with the guy on the hatch, but the defenders find both frags coming in one after the other, and that is going to be the first round to the side of Metasport. Oh, to the side of Firebird, sorry. My bad. My words aren't coming out right. Moving into the second round, they are going to be taking us to gym and bedroom. A very standard hold by the looks of things, by the defender lineup that's coming out. They've got the Jaeger, they've got the mute for the wall, they've got the castle to castle off gym bedroom, to castle off gym window and gym door, and they're probably going to be having the rotates going all the way through as well. Bringing the Thunderbird is a very unique pick, as you don't really see that quite often. You always see things like the mute, things like the smoke, things like the Jaeger, but bringing the Thunderbird for the corner stations and also the spear being a very, very ideal gun, it's going to be a very weird pick. Not in the sense that it could go wrong, but in the sense that you're sacrificing the utility denial or the other things, sort of like bringing a shield, bringing some beepers, bringing some barb even to try and deal with a push-up. And instead you're bringing that nitro cell with the corner stations. You have a big gun in your hand, you are at 3 speed, you are going to be able to do a lot of work. But we'll see. As we do see the thinker of Pew already making his way all the way through into the garage rafters, and with the pressure on the garage rafters, Thunderbird's not really going to know. He's not going to be able to swing in time. He doesn't realize that she's so close. Almost kissing there. That was incredible. They were insanely close together. But going to be holding off, waiting for his team to get into a better position. Pew going to be just making sure he's not taking away from the rest of his team or really sacrificing his own life for no reason. Maverick and Thermite going to be making their way in through the jacuzzi wall as Jaeger rotates into gym. But Ace opening up that wall onto Cash now. But the honor going down to Thunderbird isn't going to be very good for the attacking side. Finker does manage to find the returning frag, the refrag onto the Thunderbird, but the defensive player dropping down the hatch. The mute now going to be trying to go for the C4 from below, doesn't find it. Very unfortunate from him, but is going to be rotating back up the red stairs alongside the smoke. The smoke going to be underneath, going to be seeing if he can find any frags or even any damage onto any players that are trying to get aggressive. So the Finker rotating downwards now, going to be seeing if she can find a little bit of an engagement over that side. Not really going to be seeing anyone as of this moment, but the Jaeger falling very weak after taking the engagement onto the people on Jacuzzi Wall. And we are left in a bit of a stalemated position. Both teams have stopped and kind of laid themselves off a little bit, but Castle does end up losing his life to the Finker that gets very aggressive in Cash. And Finka now going to be very close to 2 players. I don't think she quite realizes as of right now, but on that hard right corner in logistics is going to be the mute.
Attackers activating diffuser.
The Jen managing to get the diffuser down inside of Jim. Going to be seeing if they can make sure they have this cover. They've all rotated outside. They're managing to find the down, but not out onto the mute. Smoke goes for the run out and unfortunately cannot find it onto the Maverick. And now we have Jaeger on a very small amount of HP in this 1v3 clutch. Really struggling to find anything and does end up going down to the Maverick as well. Maverick being able to find multiple kills in that round in order to make a lot of space for his team and secure the final frag for the diffuser at the end. Very well played from the side of Metasport in order to be able to get the diffuser down, be able to push out those players. Finka really saving the round there by getting a couple frags in cash. And very unfortunate for, I think it was Maggie on Diana. Yeah, unable to really get in and get that opening pick, instead being the opening pick. But we'll see what happens in the coming round, as we do see a very similar lineup to what we saw last time.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Probably going to be wanting to go for a very similar play, as we do see the defenders also bringing a very similar play style. Though, instead of the smoke and instead of the castle, they're opting to bring the bandit and the Valkyrie. So we'll be able to find out sooner or later in the round what they're really going to be hoping for with those two operators in particular. Opting one of your players off of those roles is going to give them a much better gun, put them in a much better position to be able to take gunfights with that MP7. And the MPX as well being a very nice fully automatic weapon, definitely a lot more favorable than, let's say, the UMP, or potentially even running around with the shotgun and the SMG-11. But
you can stop worrying about grenades now.
As the round is underway, 20 seconds in, not much action really being taken, but Mute going down through the drone hole from the Maverick. The Maverick managing to find that one while the Mute hasn't fully finished his setup. Finka going down as well, though, unfortunately, to the Bandit. Bandit managing to find a very clean kill and seeing if he can maybe find one more. He's going to be pushing up onto the breach and seeing if he can really take an engagement, but ends up backing off in the end. Thunderbird going to be waiting around the construction door, maybe seeing if she can find something, but Bandit finds another one. This time onto the Yana. That's both of your entries down. Only 3 hard breaches remaining. Very good guns in hand. You do have that AK, you do have that M4. But overall, you've lost your entry fraggers. Your 2 people that are supposed to be making the opening for your team to create a round win or space for the hard breaches to really be able to get in, get the plant, and force the issue with a post-plant situation is going to be diminished.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
But right now,
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
the attackers going to be just hand-swapping the diffuser, making sure the right person has it in the right situation, just to make sure they can really try and get this down. Still a minute 15 on the clock. Plenty of time for the attackers to really try and make a move. And now Maverick going to be trying to go for that shower nade, but it doesn't look like anyone's really playing in that area to be at very high risk. But with the nade going off, it's going to cause tinnitus in the Thunderbird's ears. But Bandit finds another one in the cache area. Managing to find the thermite this time. That's another frag for him. 3 kills on the board for this round, as Bandit does end up going down to Jen. Jen finding a very nice kill, I think, onto the TC window. But as we see this round getting further and further along, Thunderbird finds 2 beautiful headshots, and that is the closure that the defending side needed. 2-1 to the side of Firebird. Now, for the side of FiBE, there's a bit of tension now, as we see the mentor kind of be affected in the future rounds, or for the side of Metasport, sorry, because really, you've gone the 2-1 down. They're going to, as well, Firebird as well could be a bit detrimental in the mental department as to where it can really go from here for both sides. If Metasport lose another round, they're going to be one more down, and really what they want to focus on is equalizing it before they really try and go for the win. And then on the Firebird side, it took you 2 opportunities to win your second site. Like, you really had to try twice, and that's not going to be really good feeling for a defensive side. Especially on a map like Club, where none of the sites are really ineffective against the attacking side. So, we'll see how they want to progress, and we'll see in future rounds how much it really affects them, but overall, both sides in a bit of a precarious position, because Firebird only playing 2 sites so far this round, on round number 4 now, isn't going to exactly bode well for them. Especially if they lose the future sites. But we see them opening dirt, the attacking side, making sure they've got these openings ready to take some sort of engagement on some side of the map. They know the shield's in dirt now, they know the smoke is going to be hanging around there, and they're not going to be wanting to take this engagement right away. But the Yana moving forward already, going to be trying to see if she can force an engagement. Smoke dealing with the drones, but overall, Metasport playing beautiful drone work as they are just managing to get a little bit aggressive. 2 smoke canisters out now, only a minute into the round. And that is a lot of the smoke's utility. That is 90% of what you bring the smoke for, and he's not going to be having it for the remainder of the round. Which isn't exactly going to be ideal. C4 doesn't connect, does a bit of damage to Gastromat, which is ideal for the attacking side, as you really don't want to be losing a life to a blind C4. But moving in, Smoke takes a bit of damage as Yana and Thermite seem to want to try and get a bit more aggressive. They're going to be trying to take an engagement. Smoke manages to find the frag onto the Yana. Going to be backing up and seeing if he can make his escape. He throws a smoke in just for a bit of cover, but decides to hang around. Probably going to be trying to take a swing as he does push a little bit more further aggressive. But with the Buck taking the engagement onto the Melusi, onto the Melusi, neither one really taking any damage from one another, as both are in pretty safe positions. But Jaeger on the flank. I don't think they really know about this. They haven't got the flank drones about, but Smoke manages to find another one onto the Thinker this time. That's both of your entries dead once again. You're in a 3v5. As Jaeger manages to find one more, that's now 2v5. Looking very promising for the side of Metasport. Ace dropping the hatch, and the diffuser is now cold on site. As Thermite is the remaining member of the team, he's going to be needing to look for this 1v5. But as Jaeger comes up very aggressive, he does manage to find the frag, and that is going to be very good as an opening for him. He's now going to be rotating down into blue, and maybe seeing if he can get an entry over that side. But Smoke manages to catch him out, and that is the round for the side of Firebird. 3-1. Well played, being able to prove their worth on that site. Going to be able to really push the issue that they are able to take the basement defense very seriously. They're able to take it in quite a convincing fashion. If the Jaeger didn't get aggressive, that could have probably been a flawless round for the side of Firebird. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you're in a 5v1. You might as well have one of your entries go for the frag, you know what I mean?
Defenders, protect your
you can get as hungry as you want.
by attackers.
Moving in now to round number 5. We are going to be bringing the same lineup on the attacking side, which is going to be a bit sketchy from my point of view, as we do see, like, they have been struggling over the last couple rounds. We'll see later on in this round as they have struggled, but now it's a different site. We'll see if it's this different site, different story, or same story, different site.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse it.
The defensive side putting a lot of utility around this secret area, making sure they've got, and in stock, they are going to be opting to play the Aruni in lounge. Very unique decision. I haven't really seen that a lot from a lot of teams. But playing the Aruni in lounge means you've got a lot more defense onto wall. But opting not to bring any electric, or even a mute jammer for that fact, is going to mean the attackers are able to straight up open the breach immediately. So, having that Aruni in lounge, what is it really for? As you're sacrificing that sort of utility denial on the main wall, and you don't really have someone tricking it, in favor of having an Aruni play quite aggressive onto the bottom floor. Aruni does do a run out on the main entrance and able to find the frag, but does a lot of damage in return to Jen. Thorn managing to find the frag from the billiards window onto the Yana, and that is going to be one down for the side of Metisport already. Metisport, very unfortunate game for Maggie, as Maggie is 0-5 on the what seems to be second entry, or maybe main entry, depending on how they choose to play. But either way, on one of the entry roles. Well, Mai going to be very aggressive, managing to find the frag onto the Finker. And that is both your entries dead once again. Are we getting a sense of deja vu here? Instead, Thermite managing to find the frag in return onto the Wamai. But once again, you're down both of your entries. And there's still some big, heavy-hitting guns on the defensive side. Thunderbird going to be quite aggressive on the breach. Going to be seeing if she can find some sort of engagement in the long and short. But as Thorn comes aggressive again, managing to find a frag onto the guy on breach. Maverick managing to find a returning one in the garage. But with Maverick going down on his own in garage, that is going to be another round for the side of Firebird. Firebird looking extremely dominant right now. Round number 6. As we move into round number 6, they're going to be taking us to gym bedroom one more time. And as we saw in the previous 2 rounds they played this site, they've had a bit of mixed success, mild success, as they were able to find the second one, but losing out on the first one means that there is sort of a hole in the stratagem that they're really going for.
Defenders, protect your
Opting to go
bomb
for the same
by attackers.
setup that they chose for the side that they won. Bringing that bandit along instead of the smoke and the castle. The bandit and Valkyrie instead of the smoke and the castle. Going to be opting for those 2. Valkyrie cam's going to be positioned, one on the main bedroom site and one in cache, just to make sure they've got a little bit of visibility going around that sort of side of the map. As we know, the Thermite and the Mav are probably going to opt to go for the Jacuzzi wall, but only bringing one hard breach means that they could possibly go for a 5-man on cache here. They are bringing the Monty along, and that means they're probably going to be trying to go for a little bit more of a slow, more precarious push, trying to make sure that they're able to deal with some of these people that are getting quite aggressive. But as we see, the Maverick on the Jacuzzi wall going to be looking to soft wall it by the looks of things. Making very quick work, as he does look to come off the rappel.
A really big fucking hole.
But as the thermite comes over, does open the wall, that's going to be very ideal for the attacking side. They've already got one of the breaches open. But as a whole, you haven't really made much leeway. There's no sort of headway for you to get aggressive into the site. And overall, they've just made a hole in the wall. Both teams seem to be at some sort of standstill as the Monty does try and see if he can get a little bit more aggressive. The Yana falling very weak. Not sure where that was or what happened. But the Yana falling very weak again. One of the entries taking a lot of damage. Not going to be ideal. The guy proning on the gym wall. Going to actually be getting the Monty there. And that is going to be the Monty and the Finker going down. This time though, Yana managing to find 2 in return. And that is going to be very good returning for the attacking side. The attacking side finding another with a nade onto the Jaeger in logistics. Very ironic that the Jaeger goes down to a nade, but we move. As now it is the Valkyrie and the Thunderbird left as the last 2 members. The attacking side is going to be just droning, seeing if they can establish some sort of return onto this diffuser, but as the Yana gets aggressive up the main stairs, going to be seeing if she can try and get a pick onto a player here. They should surely know that that is a Yana drone, as they do shoot it out just to make sure that she has as little information as possible. But with the Yana on the main stairs, potentially able to catch someone out here, it's not going to be ideal. The Yana goes down, and that is going to be the Maverick not long to follow. Another round going in favor of the defenders. 5-1 half for FiBE Esports. Now we'll see if Metasport is going to be able to bring the same sort of success to the defensive side. Opting for a little bit more of a different take on the attack for the side of FiBE. FiBE opting to bring Sledge as one of their entries. They've got Kali on their hard support.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
But as we see, the Sledge going to be 6-picking onto the Maverick, or re-picking onto the Maverick. The original Maverick going to be re-picking onto the Sledge, and the Kali re-picking onto Osa. So I'm expecting some sort of like secret or dirt heavy push with the Osa, but instead Osa going to be switching off onto the Ace instead. Ace, and that means they're probably going to be a bit more conservative. Potentially they'll take it very fast once they actually manage to get into stage 2. So once they've gotten the first stage out of the way, which is getting your room clear, all of that stuff. Stole this off Pengu on the major casts, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, once you get off the first stage and you go into stage 2, which is setting up for your execute, nearing the end of stage 2, we're probably going to see the attackers take it quite fast because they're bringing this Capital. They're going to have that limited sort of time window between the smoke and fire being deployed and the smoke and fire disappearing. So they are going to be probably going for that quite quickly when it does come through, but with the players getting a little bit aggressive onto dirt, there is going to be a TK from the Sledge onto the Finker. Unfortunate for the side of FiBE, as that is going to be one of their entries down. But as Maverick opening up onto the dirt wall, going to be seeing if he can potentially take an engagement through there, as the Capital is dealing with the Capcan traps. Making sure he's able to get cleanly into kitchen and seeing if he can really pressure these players that are going to be playing on main stairs now. As the holes above not going to be looking good for the attacking side. The attacking side going to be taking some damage through those holes rather than dealing it, as the Melusi gets a bit aggressive. But Moving forward, the Maverick opening his hole a little bit more so the Ace can move through into dirt. He's now going to be joining through, pointing out the shield, and making sure that the Ace is aware that the smoke is big chilling right now behind that shield. He is going to be playing behind it, but David managing to find the kill onto Gastromat. Now going to be taking the peek onto boxes, and he is going to be seeing the Jaeger of Maggie. Maggie taking a little bit of damage, but going to be backing up just to see if he can waste the attacker's time. But no real potential for a flank here, as we do have the Capcan still just kind of chilling on the main stairs, making sure that he can maybe get a little bit aggressive. The smoke's coming out on the blue hatch, going to be very, very good for the attacking side if they're able to get through this. But the Bandit finding a frag onto the Capital isn't going to be ideal for the attacking side. They do manage to find a return, which is going to be good for them, as they are going to be choosing to get in and try and get the plant. The Ace going down, not going to be very good for them, as that is going to be one less gun up when we're getting the plant down. But with only 2 on the defensive side, 1 now on the defensive side, as Sledge does manage to find 1 in return. Just the Capcan on the main stairs, going to be seeing if he can find any engagements, manages to get the down onto the Maverick. 1v1 in favor of the defensive side as of right now, as he is going for the res, but he's going to be pushing in through blue. Manages to deal a bit of damage to Sledge. Both players extremely weak as he tries to get the engagement onto the Maverick in dirt, and unfortunately for him, loses his life in the meantime. And that is another round for FiBE. FiBE up 6-1 now. Such a dominant side. Or such a dominant showing, should I say. Going from winning 5 rounds on your defense, 4 of those being consecutively, and then going into your attack and winning the first round is going to make you really, really look like a force to be reckoned with here.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
This time coming in with a very similar lineup as to what they picked onto before. Opting out of the Capital and instead bringing a Yana. And opting away from the Ace and bringing a Thermite instead, by the looks of things. As the Thermite does repick onto the Capital, and it looks like they're not going to be really bringing a hard breacher. I'm David picking onto the Ace, never mind, I ate my words. But on the defensive side, going to be opting to go for basement once again. They're this time going to have Umai on the top. Umai looks like he's going to be going for the Jacuzzi War spawn peak onto the Thinker, but is he going to be able to find this frag? Thinker picking up a drone, going to be moving over towards the side that Umai is watching, potentially. She does come through. Does damage, but unable to find a kill as Umai falls off. Going to be proning underneath the angle that the Thinker has onto him. And the Maverick going to be taking some aggression onto the players that might be aggressing onto him in dirt. But as he shoots out a board on the red window, it is going to be good for Maverick, or for Wamai, as he is going to be able to see a little bit more. Moving down the stairs after being unable to see any of the potential picks that he could have had. But the Ace and Mav going to be trying to get a little bit aggressive here. Managing to get a nade through does destroy the shield, and the smoke is going to be falling off, making sure to barricade up dirt and keep himself safe more than anything else. Maverick opening it up immediately after, just to make sure that there is that pressure there. It's more for the enemy team to be like, okay, this guy's here. Even if he's not and he does rotate away, it creates that bit of questionability for the defensive side, as they are going to be like really concerned about what's going on in that area. The Ace charge does get baited out. It looks like an impact trick, but with the hard breach gadget going onto the hatch instead. They're going to be opening that up straight away with no impacts remaining. The Capital. This time moving in through stock, but the sledge coming in through the bar main area. Going to be managing to find the frag onto that Jaeger. The Jaeger in lounge, unable to really rotate himself out because Capital and Sledge were both on the move. But as the attackers come in for the hatch drop, and another one goes down for the defensive side, Bandit going to be going on a tear right now as he does manage to find 2 frags for himself, but that is going to be the map over in favor of Firebird. That map very, very dominant from Firebird. Being, I think, Firebird's pick, it's exactly what you probably would and should expect. But moving into the second map, that's not going to be very... Well, that's going to be playing on the mines of Metasport, as they are going to be taking us to Oregon, if I remember correctly. Yes, Oregon. They're going to be taking us to Oregon. It's going to be playing on the mines of the side of Metasport. And with how dominant the Firebird really were in their gunfights and how able they were to translate that into getting a round win, it's more than likely that the entry frag is really going to decide the round if Firebird do manage to succeed on it. And Oregon, especially recently, there's a lot of teams that are able to really go fast or maybe even take some pretty unorthodox pushes, especially with, like, let's say the Ying through the main window on the upstairs kid's bedroom. You've got all of these different ways to create an opening on a map like this that it's not going to be very easy for Metasport to recover. Again, a best of 5, only the first map, still could potentially go a lot further. As I'm not sure if the teams are going to be going straight into the next map or if we're going to have a little bit of a break. But it's a very good showing from the side of Firebird. Firebird being able to look so dominant is something you want. Like, having the enemy team fear you in a sense that you are performing so much better than what they are is ideal for you. Because at the end of the day, that's going to play on the enemy team's mind. And if that's playing on the enemy team's mind, then you're winning the mental game. You're rent-free. But we'll see how Metasport can really recover here, as it is going to be their map pick, and they are going to be possibly coming to try and make a resurgence.